tonight, simply perfect. Geelong wins the 2022 AFL Grand Final. And celebrations kick off in earnest as the Grand Final makes its triumphant return to Victoria. Good evening, Bridget Rollison with ABC News. After a long 3-year wait, the AFL Grand Final has finally returned home to Melbourne. And the Premiership Cup is heading down the highway to Geelong after the Cats put on a masterful display at the MCG. It sparked emotional celebrations at the ground and in Victoria's second city. We have reporters Tom Maddox at the MCG and Margaret Port in Geelong. Let's go to Tom Maddox first at the G. Tom, the critics have said the Cats were too old and too slow, but today they were just too good.
They were indeed, Bridge. 100,000 fans packed into the MCG today, and many of those fans are still spilling out of the stadium here as the celebrations well and truly begin. But what they witnessed today was one of the most thrilling AFL seasons, culminating in one of the more one-sided grand finals in recent memory, and it was a Cats demolition job from start to finish, Bridge. A 6-1 opening quarter blew the game open before the Cats kicked 6 unanswered goals in the third term. And after a decade of near misses and almost getting there, today's result, Bridge, was particularly sweet for many of the Cats' older players. Isaac Smith, his move from Hawthorn to Geelong now has been well and truly vindicated, winning a flag with the Cats and winning a Norm Smith medal today, a very worthy winner of that medal after collecting 32 possessions and kicking a goal. Patrick Dangerfield, he's done just about everything in football, winning a Brownlow and now has a premiership medallion around his neck. And of course, Captain Courageous Joel Selwood becomes the first Cats player to win 4 premierships. Bridge, let's take a look at how the game unfolded. They are Geelong, the greatest team of all.
Cats fans, stand up to your full height and celebrate this champion team.
Tears flowed for Cats veterans. After a decade featuring 5 preliminary final defeats and a grand final loss, Geelong finally reigned supreme.
This is Everest, Babs. This is the pinnacle. Oh, I'm sorry, Richo. There's a lot of emotion out here, mate.
The Cats controlled the contest early, Tom Hawkins capitalising on their dominance.
We know how good he is, and he kicks the first goal in the 2022 Grand Final.
4 minutes later, it was a case of deja vu.
Once again, Hawkins with an inside-out slider. He is brilliant at this.
The Swans hit back through Will Hayward.
Sydney get there first.
But the Cats were too quick as they blew their opponents away.
Isaac Smith, 2 in a row.
The Cats enjoying 11 scoring shots to the Swans 1 to take a 35-point lead into the first change. In his first game since round 8,
There we are.
Hayden McLean tried to kickstart the Swans, who did their best to absorb the Cats' blows.
Solid contact.
But the Cats' strength continued to worry the Swans, Hawkins slotting his third major.
Right through the middle.
The Swans hung in through Isaac Heaney.
Sneaks it through.
But their problems grew when Sam Reid headed into the change rooms. The Cats with a 36-point lead at the long break. Reid's grand final ended as Sydney activated its sub. The Swans' nightmare worsened.
Oh no.
And the wheels started to fall off. Isaac Smith's raking left foot got the Cats' party started.
He's got another one. It is raining goals.
It was agony for some past champions, ecstasy for others. Tyson Stengel's classy finish, the Cats' 6th unanswered goal for the quarter.
They have blown the Swans away.
The final term was one big celebration for players and coaches. And in a record-breaking 40th finals match,
The skipper, the hero, the superstar.
it was fitting champion Joel Selwood joined the party to become the first Cats player to win 4 premierships.
They're so hard to win. They're so hard to win, and every side says it, but I think we deserved one.
A champion side worthy of the highest honour. Tom Maddox, ABC News, Melbourne.
Let's go to Geelong now, where the party is getting underway. Margaret Paul, how is the city celebrating this premiership success?
Bridget Rollison, I can tell you the party is well and truly underway in the centre of Geelong. My friends behind me are beyond thrilled. Many of these fans will, of course, remember the last premierships, 2007, 2009 and 2011, but this one's a pretty big deal.
We'll come back to you in a second, Margaret. But it's not just Geelong fans celebrating. All of Melbourne is feeling the premiership buzz after the grand final returned to the MCG for the first time since 2019. And it was a welcome return home for the biggest day on the city's sporting calendar, with a crowd of over 100,000 at the G, the largest in the AFL era.
In Melbourne, football is religion.
I've been like an 11-year-old boy, think it's Christmas. I've been so excited.
After 3 long years, the game's holy day finally returned to its spiritual home.
I mean, 2020, it wasn't in Melbourne and we lost, so it was just bad luck.
Doesn't count. Doesn't even count if it's not in Melbourne.
The faithful followers flocking back to the G, from the younger fanatics to the long-time diehards.
Go there, Cats. Go there, Cats. Come on, Cats. We've got this.
And those with mixed allegiances.
Go Swans!
Inside the ground, club colours briefly gave way to hot pink.
Dominant force this season stand up and fulfil their destiny.
Cats fans, get out of your seat.
Who will win?
It just doesn't get any better.
Cats versus Swans in the AFL Grand Final, Saturday, live and free on 7 and 7+.
Another touching moment as Gary Ablett's son Levi, who has a rare degenerative disease, was carried onto the ground by Cats captain Joel Selwood. There was plenty of emotion in Geelong too.
Nervous, excited.
Where hometown Cats fans and the odd brave interloper congregated outside Cardinia Park.
This is pretty special for us.
With this goal in the third quarter, Geelong is up by 59 points, and fans here have had plenty to cheer about.
And the cheering didn't stop there. The Cats thumping victory, breaking hearts in the harbour city.
Geelong were way better. What can we say?
While Geelong prepares to party.
I'm going to jump in the car and do a few laps around town. Bit of hooning.
Margaret Paul, ABC News, Geelong.
And back to Margaret Paul now. And there's undoubtedly plenty more celebrations to come, Margaret.
Yeah, Bridget, the party has really just started here in central Geelong, and police saw it coming, so they've roped off the main streets of central Geelong to cars, and it's just pedestrians. They're running up and down the main streets of central Geelong. They're chanting, they're waving their scarves, they've got balloons. One of my friends has just given me a scarf, but I think someone's already taken it. Geelong merchandise is really at a premium here. Here we go, here, I've got a beanie. I've just been given a beanie. And I've made a lot of new friends here in Geelong. The city is already planning a Champions Parade through central Geelong on Tuesday, where fans can really get a chance to say congratulations to their beloved players. But for now, the party really is underway in central Geelong. As you can see behind me, it's going to be a big night in Geelong.
Thanks, Margaret. Enjoy the celebrations. As you saw earlier, Geelong has thrashed Sydney to win the AFL Grand Final. The Cats were dominant throughout, setting up the win with a 6-goal opening quarter and increasing their lead at every change to win by 81 points. Tyson Stengel kicked 4 goals. Tom Hawkins and Isaac Smith each booted 3, with Smith winning the Norm Smith medal. After the game, Geelong coach Chris Scott thanked the club and its fans for their support throughout a tough few years for the league.
Our wider footy club, again, it's not hyperbole to say that 2 or 3 years ago we were in real trouble. We're back getting quality people into our place and we just keep persevering. I couldn't be more proud of the whole Geelong community. Let's enjoy this one, please.